Alright. Man, that shadow is just terrible. Is that better? I don't like that. I just saw my face. Oh my goodness, my nose. Alright, YouTube. This is Will. Willie B. Gangsta Willie? No. Okay, so I just shot this whole thing, but I realized I had like a booger in my nose, and I may be a lot of things, but a guy who posts a video of himself on YouTube, especially like a 6-minute long video where I've got boogers, I'm not that guy. So clean, blew my nose, we're all good now. Basically, I was watching this dude's video today. I can't remember his name, but he's a really popular YouTube guy, Philip something. And in the interim between these two recordings, I should have looked that up. But anyways, and he had he was talking about some other famous YouTuber and all these YouTubers. And I always do this thing where it's like when I find somebody whose videos I'm kind of interested in, like Boogie2988, I'll go back and I'll look at their first couple of videos because I want to see where they started. Because in what's interesting with some of these people, like this Philip guy, is like he's been doing this for almost 10 years. And it seems like he's been fairly popular that entire time. And likewise, I posted my first video on YouTube about 10 years ago, and I have not been popular, and I've not been consistent. And those are two things that I kind of want to talk about today, mainly consistency and how anything you practice for 5-10 years on a regular basis, be it daily, weekly, with just like on some sort of schedule where you're like, okay, I'm going to do this thing, this is the thing that I'm doing, and this is the time that I do it in. If you do that, you get good at it. And your version of good might be different than my version of good. We're not all going to be Michelangelo, but you can achieve you can find your style, whatever that is. And if you look at things like XKCD or or Penny Arcade or anything like that, like you can see like an evolution of style, and they're both very different, right? Or the Oatmeal, that's another, like those are all three very different styles of like webcomics, three very different artistic styles, but in each one, if you go to the first comic and you go to the most recent one, you can see a real evolution in their style, technique, layout, everything. And XKCD, I think, is a great example because he draws stick figures, but he conveys so much with those stick figures, right? And then there's stuff like OGLAF, OGLAF, where they've just always been good. And if you hear any banging in the background, I think it's my landlord working on covering up the swamp cooler. Anyways, so when I think about people like this Philip guy, or Boogie2988, or any of these YouTube people, Jenna Marbles, people who've been doing it for a while and who, have success. I then look at myself and I'm like, well, what have I been doing for the last 10 years? And I really feel my number one thing that I've practiced over the last 10 years is learning to hate myself. And I've gotten really good at being unhappy with what I've done, where I am, who I am, what I look like, what I do with my time, everything. I've gotten so good I can just it's like I can stop myself from trying to be productive with just before even getting off the couch. I'll just be like, oh well, that's not gonna work, so I should stop. And it's ridiculous. I'm just so proficient. If there was an award for self-hatred, I think I'd be. But even then, I'm beating myself up right now because I'm like, no, there are people who hate themselves way more than you do, Will. You don't hate yourself that much. If you really wanted to hate yourself, you would be trying harder, which is so fucked up. And I'm laughing about this because I'm recording myself and I feel like I have to. I would laugh about it anyways. Who am I kidding? Anyways, I ramble. And I don't really have a point, and I apologize to myself because I'm the main person who's going to watch this later. But yeah, so I've really practiced that, and it's frustrating because there's so many things I've wanted to do, like play guitar, do stand-up, act, do YouTube videos, do well-done YouTube videos. And at each point in my life, I've always had this sense of like, oh, well, I'm too old, it's too late. Even in 2006, when I made this really short, silly video with my then girlfriend, and it's actually, I still kind of like watching it sometimes because it's just so wacky and out there, but we only did one, and I put it up, and I was just like, oh, well, there's already too much stuff on YouTube. Like, no one's ever going to see anything I make because there's too much other stuff. And I didn't realize at the time, I was like, well, if I would have just kept doing it, like if I had kept making those silly videos over the course of 10 years, I would have found a voice. And even if like I never got millions of views or anything like that, like I would have found at least some people who enjoyed my work and that I could share it with. And I would have at least had the joy of making things, and I could look back and be like, oh, I have this body of work. I have all these things that I have produced that I am proud of. And instead I have memories of me sitting around thinking about doing that and not actually doing it. And so, just like those videos of, and I hate these, like I was watching one last night where this guy was talking about, they did a study and they asked people on their deathbeds, people who were close to dying, what their biggest regret was. And it's like, how fucked up is that? It's like, hey, dude, I know you're about to expire, but I want you to be sad in your last moment. So could you please tell me the thing you regret most in life? Thanks. Like, why would you do that to someone? Like, talk to the guy who's like, maybe like, gonna die soonish, but still has a chance to maybe kind of change some things in their life. I don't know how you would find that person, but anyways, the thing that they all say that they regret is the things that they didn't do, not the things that they did do, and all the wouldas and couldas. And I totally get that. Like, I'm 35, and I already get that very, very strongly. So what I want to say to wrap this up is just that I'm making a promise to myself that I'm going to try and be more regular in doing these, even if it's just me rambling, just to fucking do something other than look at Reddit for 8 hours a day and watch TV. I feel like at least I am using my voice. I am in some small way being creative by doing this. I feel like I am creating something. I'm making a 7-minute video that someone may watch, and that's something. So, and I would challenge anyone watching this, like, find something that you think about doing, that you see other people do, and you're like, hey, like, I really would like to be better at that. And even if you're just playing one note on a guitar or one chord, or if you're learning one new dance move or just something, like, set a schedule, try and do it weekly, if not daily, and just be better. Through that, don't I'm not saying like be better, I'm saying like through doing that you will be better, and so do it, and so be better. Yeah. And that's it. So I'm gonna close this up because I'm late for work now. So, but it was worth it, I think. I keep looking at myself and then the camera and then myself and then the lens, and it's just, so if I'm doing that, that's what I'm doing. I don't know why you needed that bit of honesty. Thanks for watching.